This is Paul, robber barons. Yeah. Huh? And the economy was in the hands of crooks and scoundrels, manipulating it for their own profit and to the great harm of the majority of the population. Yeah. Now, wide-ranging laws were enacted, this time by the National Congress, to restructure banking, yeah, securities, transportation, farming, railroad, and insurance industries, and grant new protections to the less affluent segment of society. Yeah. Now, the United States, yeah, has knowledge of these laws that were passed. Yeah. And they're refusing to obligate me, yeah, having the right to manufacture and sell. Yes. Any legal product? Yeah. Service? Yes. Yeah, Russia's liable. Mhm. Just give me their penal code and their antitrust laws. Yeah. As well as China. Yeah. France. Ouch. Germany. Ouch. Bulgaria. Now, Ethiopia. Oh, Pakistan. Pow! Afghanistan. In fact, wherever you have a penal code as a nation. Yeah. And your knowledge is that I can't manufacture in your nation because of your refusal to obligate the enforcement of your penal code, I would say that you have liability. Pooch. Now, let's see here. The Federal Bureau of Investigation of the United States refuses to enforce civil rights laws. Yeah, they don't want to arrest and prosecute the knowledge of corruption. Yes, and spoliation of evidence. They refuse to acknowledge. Yes, the actual laws. Organized crime, terrorism, theft of trade secrets, yeah, and the fraud on the government of the United States. Now for Mueller, yeah, Comey, Ooch, and the employees of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, I would tell you that there are other nations of the world that do know. And since it violates their penal codes, the knowledge that they have of the crimes of this nation, they're legally liable for any antitrust violations of the right to manufacture and sell products in their individual nations. Because some corrupt corporations, Microsoft, yeah, Alphabet, and some other real big wheels there, billionaires, decided that right now that they could obstruct the manufacturing of goods and services in every nation of the world. Now, Bill and Melinda, that's going to be $100 billion to you and your Microsoft Corporation. It's going to be $100 billion to the Alphabet Corporation and YouTube. Yeah. And then there are the other industries that I'm being obstructed from competing against. Yeah. See, anytime I innovate something new that I think is important to humanity, pooch, and foreign nations have knowledge of it. Yes. It's obvious that the United States is incapable, yes, of the actual enforcement of its laws that happen to violate the penal codes of other nations. That happens to violate the antitrust laws of other nations. That violates the conventions, treaties, and agreements of other nations. Now, for the Russian people, yeah, I'm not suing them. For the Russian government, no, I'm not suing them. I'm suing their constitutional courts for allowing for the antitrust violations of the right to manufacture and sell products and services in their individual nations. Now, to give you an example, Microsoft. Now, I'm going to need to know all the actual locations that you have in every nation of the world where you can sell your operating system. And considering that 95% of humanity has the Microsoft operating system on their individual computers, you must have agreements with, well, at least 95% of the governments of the world to be able to sell your product. Now, I would say right now that the intentional obstructions of justice